sit up straight and tall. Just have the blocks available. We don't need to have your feet on them yet because we can be closer to the edge of the chair. And I'm going to just have my hips at a nice opening, not too wide yet, and I'm not at hips distance either. So somewhere in between that, okay? And I'm going to start to take my hands on my knees and I want to just rock. I'm going to rock and I'm going to feel myself lift myself off of that left sits bone and then move and slide back and forth onto the right and opposite. And then I'm going to start to press down into the ball of my foot and lift my heel up as well. Okay, so just kind of getting into that swing. Feel this in here. You guys, this is a good core work that we're doing just by taking ourselves side to side. I can feel that right in there, in my obliques. So when you find yourself just sitting, right? Maybe you're reading or something, you can just start to sway back and forth. Maybe you've got music playing and you'll sway to the music. Breathing to your movements. And then coming back into stillness. And before we get too still, let's take some circles. Let's go around. Let's keep that movement, that Olin, okay, is what we call that constant movement that keeps the universe going, okay? It's that big universe out there is that little microscopic universe within inside of us, okay? I'm going to reverse. Make sure you don't reverse so much that you push that chair away from you and you land on your butt on the ground. And we're breathing. So yeah, that universal energy and flow, right, that we have with our breath, that every cell in our body is experiencing. And then when we move, we activate that even more. So then we're going to come into center. And then there's part of our body that doesn't move a lot, that we need to activate and we need to move in our walking and our yoga practice and our Sit Strong classes and our circuit classes and whatever activities we do. And that is our lymphatic system. Okay, that's where we do a lot of work in the chair with opening in here. And then also any work that we can do right in this groin area too, where again, those lymph nodes pass through, but they only do that if we do some of that work that's involved in it. So here I am seated, feet are flat. I'm going to pull up my toes and just kind of find the part of my foot that attaches to the ground when I pull up my toes and I spread them apart. As I do that, press evenly into whatever's connecting. For me, I feel my heel connected. I feel the big toe mound connected behind that big toe. And my little toes are kind of lifting up. I don't feel much there. So I'm kind of 3 points. And I'm pressing pretty firmly and such that my legs are starting to shake a bit. So let's just press in and feel that. And then let your toes come down and let that whole sole of your foot be present and on the ground. And let's raise our arms up. Inhale. Exhale, take your hands to your heart center. Take your thumbs out. Place them right at your third eye. Okay? And then lift your arms up. Inhale. Exhale, take and spread your arms out wide. Move that other chair out of my way. And then bring them up. Exhale, bend your elbows. Spread them out. Third eye and thumb touch one another. Release hands up. Exhale, take them on down. Shin starts to follow. Okay, gaze follows up. Exhale, hands come, thumb to third eye, elbows spread out wide, lift up high. Exhale. Let's do that a few more times. Keep pushing through your feet to energize through your legs. Anytime you want to take that exhale out of your mouth, make a little noise. Feel free. Arms rise up. Exhale. Lifting up. Exhale, take your hands down, spread them out wide. Feel that through your chest, and arms come down. We're going to add to that now. We're going to lift our arms up. Inhale. We're going to exhale. Put your elbows together, your forearms together, your hands are together, your thumb is at your third eye. And you should feel this, just that pressure of bringing in the elbows to touch is going to build some strength in those upper arms. We're pushing here, arms together. We're not pushing thumb into our third eye though. And then we're going to lift those arms up. Keep your palms together, but let your length come into the side body. So we built this triangle on top of our heads here, okay? And then bend your elbows, fingers pull backwards, hands stay together. And take your base of your hand to the base of your skull. Maybe just rest your head there. Feel the opening under your arms in that tricep area. The longer we stay here, you may feel that also coming down into your chest area. And then inhale, lift back into that triangle on the top. And now pull your elbows out. Take the base of your hand to your crown chakra. Okay, and we've got our elbows out, pushing your hands together. You're going to emphasize that isometric attitude of this arm work. And then lift up. And then begin to pull your shoulders down, forearms together, elbows up, thumb at third eye. And now we're going to flow through that, okay? So lifting up, inhale to triangle. Exhale, let your hands come back to the base, elbows up. Inhale, lift, triangle. Exhale, pull elbows apart, push hands together, rest at the crown, lift up, in. Exhale, begin to pull the forearms together, thumb and third eye. Inhale, lengthen. It's amazing. Exhale, bend elbows, hands to the back. For me, at least, to know that just this little flow is strengthening my arms. Keep going. You lift and you inhale. You let go and you exhale. Open those triceps. Inhale, triangle. Exhale, back down here. Pulling out those elbows. Feel that in the chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pull, pull, pull for arms together. Let's do that one more time. Everything lengthens. Exhale. Rise up. Exhale. Good. And then bring our arms up and take them into that forward, forearms together, thumbs at your third eye. Let's hold there and press. Press into forearms. Woo, press into hands. Lift your elbows just a little bit more. Pushing through your feet. Woo, exhale. Let your arms go and let's let those shoulders flow. Flowing back. Keep going. I'm going to take this layer off here. I've got nice sun coming in through my windows. And it's warming up in here. And let's reverse that. Take and just let them flow. Let your arms come with it. Good. And let's go ahead and take our hands on our shoulders and lift our elbows so that they're about at shoulder height. And let's just lift up, elbows up a little bit higher so that the back of your hands come to your ears, and then pull them down so they're nicely attached to your side of your body. Excuse me while I decline this call. And I don't understand why when I put no notifications, I still have phone calls that come in. So down, lift up. Hands are on their ears. And pull down, exhale. Come on up. And take your time. We're breathing with this, okay? Inhale and exhale. Come on back here and let's make circles with our elbows and hands here. Nice warmth for the upper body. Then reversing that. Big circles. Then coming to stillness, extending arms out. Let's keep the arms here while we just tilt our body. Okay, so if there was a ball, it would roll straight down from my top hand, roll, skip my head, maybe roll across my chest and roll on down to my fingers that are reaching towards the ground. And then I'm going to lift up. Inhale. And exhale, again, keeping my arms level to them respectively, okay? And opening up the chest, coming over only as far as your waist allows. And then bring myself up. Take myself over. Again, trying to maintain those arms just as they are. We'll do some more movement with them in a bit, but just bringing them out as if you're just like this bird that's just spreading the wings as wide as it can, and then lifting up your body and exhaling over to the other side. Push through either hand, both hands. Feel that opening through your heart center there. And bring yourself up. Inhale. Exhale. This time, hold on to the front leg of your chair. Left arm lifts up. This time, we're going to go ahead and let ourselves really fold over. Okay. And we'll let our bicep come by our ear. I've got my left side open. I'm not sure what side you guys are on. Just switch the next time we do it. Breathing and seeing if there's some more depth we get. More length, maybe. Pull in at your center. Bring yourself up. Delight in the fact that your body is able to do these kinds of movements, right? Lifting up here. Inhale. Length and then exhale. Come on over. I see the leaves falling outside and the wind, and we finally got some rain, at least here. It's feeling more and more like fall and coming into winter a bit. And lifting up, inhale. Exhale, take your right arm down. Let's eagle arms up. Exhale, right under left. And let's go ahead and take right over left in our legs. See if you're able to cross like this or maybe at a lower point. And inhale, lift. Exhale, elbows to right hip. Inhale, lift up as high as your elbows will allow. Exhale, over to left hip. And inhale. Exhale, bowing straight forward. Let your chin come towards your chest. Tuck in into that little tunnel there. Lift up, inhale. Let's do that one more time. Twisting over towards our right hip. And we swing ourselves back up. And exhaling, coming over to that left side. And bring yourself up. Exhale, take yourself down. Let your head go. Let your arms release so that they come out of that bind and you just start to let the heaviness of the top of your body fold over your crossed legs. letting your chin come towards your chest. Maybe your forehead is getting closer and closer to your top knee. Your arms just are relaxed and hanging and dangling there. Pulling at your navel point, because we're in a forward fold here, okay? From here, keep yourself forward folded and bring up your elbow points, okay? So coming into a reverse cactus, fingers are expanded downward. And then release your hands back to hanging and dangling. And now one more time, reverse cactus. Take your elbows up, fingers expanding outward, pulling in at the navel. Still in this constricted manner, hands come down, let them dangle. Pull in at your belly. Begin to come up vertebrae by vertebrae. Really slow here, okay? Transitions in and out of postures are probably the most important thing we can focus on besides our breath when it comes to staying healthy in our practice. Let's take circles with that ankle. We've done some with our wrists already. Now let's take it into the ankle there. Getting any kind of clicks out and reversing that. Good. And I'm going to take my right hand towards my right hip. I'm going to slide my left hand down my left leg. And whatever part of my leg that I can attach to, maybe you get to your foot, maybe you just get to right underneath the knee, wherever that is, be there, be happy with that, and then lean back and bring that leg up, okay? So you have the leg bent, you have your hand somewhere there, and you've got this internal rotation going on with that hip. Right? If you have your hand on your foot, you can try to extend that leg out. If you have your hand anywhere, you can try to extend the leg long. But let's work on core here, holding our body upright, and then bring it into a twist. Just take a look over your right shoulder. And if holding your legs not what you want to do or available to your body, just put it back into that cross and still take a twist. Okay? And then let your leg come back down, body follows. Let both arms come back down, hang again one more time. And then slowly bring yourself up, pulling in right here to that navel point. Good. And let's go ahead and uncross our legs, lift our arms up, inhale. And exhaling, we're going to take our left under our right, okay? And we're going to find our eagle arms here. I'm going to take my left leg over my right one. And again, could be down here at any place that you all are comfortable being, okay? Same thing. Inhale, lift high. Exhale, elbows towards your left hip to a bit of a twist. Bring it up on an inhale. Back to a straight spine, exhaling in and down, elbows to hip. Bring it on up, inhale. Bow forward, elbows to knee. Come into that little secret hiding place between our biceps. Rise on up, inhale. Exhale. It's nice to have secret places, right? Little places that we feel that no one else has been to. Rise up. Come on over. Other side. Mark and I took a walk yesterday to this little trail area, and they come forward. That is almost a San Isidro. It's called Pareja Nature Trail. And not many people go there. So anytime we go, we take our dogs. We take them off leash. So come back here. And let's go ahead back to finding our elbows on our knees and staying here. Let's release our arms, let them hang. Dangle over, finding your forehead closer to your knee there. And let's pull up, upside down, cactus arms. Elbows pull up, exhale down. Still with me, and forehead close to one another into that constricted place that really assists with thyroid balancing. And just hanging here and breathing. And let's slowly come up, vertebrae by vertebrae here. Sitting up. Let's go ahead and take some circles with that ankle. One direction. And then the other. And then taking our left hand down the left leg, left shin, maybe just to the knee, maybe to the closer to the ankle, maybe towards your foot, but finding a little twist here. Take your right hand to your right hip, okay? And let's take that into a twist by looking back. And you can also begin to pull yourself back and take that leg up, holding on to it, bringing it over maybe a little bit more, crossing your body, keeping that twist and keeping a long spine, working the core, maybe extending leg out if you want some lengthening on the back side of your leg and you feel like your leg is willing and ready to go there. And bending back into your knee, holding it up and letting it recross, letting your hands dangle down and fold back over, forehead to knee. Let your arms just sway there a bit as you continue pulling in at your navel point, feeling the compression of knee and forehead. The pineal, pituitary glands, and then we're in that thyroid gland as well. And then we're going to just begin again to bring ourselves up slowly, slow motion. Sitting up straight and tall here and releasing our legs. Good. And then go ahead and open up. If you have a block, go ahead and take a block with you into the center. Let's open up a little bit farther here. So before we were about like this, you know, maybe about the distance of the legs of your chair. If your hips open a little bit wider, go ahead and do that. And for me, sometimes just sitting up off of the chair helps to kind of regroup my hips a bit, right? And with that, let's go ahead and take and shift. We did earlier that movement of our body, left and right. Feel that right in here. Keeping ourselves upright. Yeah, let's take circles, maybe a little bit deeper this time. Coming around. Keeping our breath rhythmical and even. And reversing. Doing this with mindfulness and connectivity with your core, okay? Core connection. So that we don't start going wildly and into some kind of a whiplash effect, okay? We don't want that. And then just bringing yourself back into the center here. And if you have that block, go ahead and let your hands rest on the block. If you don't have a block, then take your hands to your shins. I want you supported, okay? I want you to just be hanging here. I want you to, though, work towards getting that flat spine, all right? And from here, we're going to push into our feet and just straighten our legs. Right, and you're going to lift that tailbone so it's back. We're off of the chair. We're looking down. This is a half lift, okay? If you don't feel comfortable getting out of the chair, just sit there and push your feet into the ground and your hands into your shins or your block. And then let's press ourselves back down. Exhale. Inhale. Lengthen. Hold in on the belly, okay? This is where you really want to swaddle. Swaddle like you're holding a baby there, pulling it in. And exhale, take it down. It's easy for me to use, keep going, that kind of symbolism. A little easier because I'm working with a couple of mothers who are pregnant right now. We're doing some private classes. Keep rising up. Feel the lengthening in the back side of your legs, okay? That's part of what we're doing here. Plus opening up our hips. There's a lot going on. And we're lengthening through the spine. Feel your crown reach towards me. Feel the tailbone reach behind you. And come on down. Let's do 4 more. Very strengthening here. Very lengthening. A really good one for matching breath and movement. I want to do 1 more. And then I'm going to come down slowly. Good. Just got out of the chair there. And then I'm going to keep my left hand on the block, okay? Or if it's on my leg, then keep it there. I want you supported still, okay? And then the right hand is going to come to the outside of my right leg. I want to slide and glide. Slide it up my side body till my elbow points upwards. And then I'm going to take my shoulder and my elbow back. No need to extend your arm unless you really want to. You can go ahead and do that, but just pay attention to if that is right for your shoulder, okay? And so we're in this twisted turn here. Press into your feet if you want a little more action in your legs there. Bending back into the elbow. If you extend it, let's slide our hand back down the side of your body and take a look back down. Take your right hand onto that block, or maybe it's on your leg. And then I'm going to take my left hand, slide and glide all the way up. Side body. It's good for us to caress our bodies. It's good for us to know what our bodies are, where our curves are, all right? And be comfortable with that. That's why I'm putting on a nice oil, right? Or lotion. Feels really good. And then if you want, again, you can extend that arm up, finding your twist here, lengthening from one arm, one hand to the other. Slide on down, come all the way back down here. Take both hands to the block. Let your head curve in towards your chest. And then bring yourself back high onto the fingertips here, or high onto your shins, and bring your heart forward a bit here. Look up. And then I'm going to cave in a bit, bend the elbows, coming into myself, into a cat, a different form of cat than we've done before. And then bring yourself up. This is activating and strengthening our legs with them being outward here, pushing down into our feet and activating everything there, if you choose. And keep going. And let's do 1 more here for good measure. Take your hands, keep the chin down, head down. Take hands to the top of your thighs. Slowly begin to bring yourself up. Finding chin towards chest all the way until you rise up slowly, okay? Our head was lower than our heart, so we do this slowly, gradually, then we lift up our chin. And let's breathe here a bit. Good. And now let's go ahead and work into a little bit more with our legs out. And then we're going to change the position of our feet. So let's work on our goddess. And again, those of you that would like to take goddess out of the chair, you're welcome to do that. All right, let's express our goddess. Inhale. Exhale, come down with the elbows. Really letting my legs come out, pressing down on my feet. Feel that way in my hip and my glute, okay? And inhale, lift. This time we're going to come into taking fingers downward, okay? Like I saw on these petroglyphs in Hawaii. And you see them around here too. And then bring them back up. This time, bringing them down like this, and then take left down and right up. Bring both arms up. Bringing down. Left stays up, right comes down. Good. And we're going to repeat that. This time you can sit with it or you can stand with it, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and stand. Inhale. That's my blanket. Exhale. Hands in a regular cactus here. Inhale up. Lengthen the side body, whether you're standing or you're seated. And then fingers down. Elbows up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands come here to a regular. Take left down, lift right up or keep it up there. And shoot both arms up. Straighten legs if you're standing. Otherwise, just long lengthen the side body. Calm down. This time, right down, left up, I believe. Both up and lengthen. Come on down, back into your chair. If you came out, finding yourself on your chair. Let's stretch our legs out just a little bit here. And then we'll go into some warrior formations. I'm going to pick up my left foot. I'm going to take my hand underneath my knee, kneecap here, or underneath my knee here, all right? Find what works for you. And we're going to pulse that leg in. So I'm feeling that in my biceps here and in my hip, giving it a little bit of motion. And then holding it up here, staying just like this with a nice straight spine. If you like, you can begin to take your leg out. We're not straightening it all the way. We're taking it more so that the calf is parallel to the ground, okay? So I'm angled from knee to hip. I'm pushing out with my heel, maybe pulling my leg back in just a little bit more. And then bend into the knee again, letting that leg come up a little bit closer to me. And then extend again just through the bent knee. And only if you like, you can go ahead and straighten that leg out, okay? Or keep it bent. Here we're working our arms, we're working our core, we're working our back. Either way, if you straightened your leg, you're just opening the back side a little bit more. And then bend that leg, bring the knee in, and bend it all the way down. And place your foot down. I don't know about you, but that works my arms and it works my legs. If you want to just do a little bit of movement in your arms, some kind of a little, not explosion, but firecracker or something went off, so the dogs are barking. Sorry. And I'm gonna keep my left foot down, lift the right one up, and take a hold either here or here, okay? You guys choose where that's going to be. And as I do that, I'm gonna feel myself start to fold backwards. Try to maintain yourself up on those sits bones, okay? But again, if you need this, take it. Take what you need, okay? And here I am. I'm gonna go ahead and pulse that. Hands under the knee here, or underneath the backside of your upper thigh there, or lower thigh, I guess. And let's hold that in. And then I'm going to take and just extend with a flexed foot so that my calf is parallel to the ground. Bringing in my knee a little bit more, sitting up a little straighter in my chair, holding the heavy weight of my leg with my biceps and triceps. And I don't need weights. I can just use my own body to lift it up, right? Remember, lifting our body up and down from the ground is one way to lift weights, and it's one way to stay youthful too. Make sure we can keep doing that. And bend into your knee. Bring it back in a little bit closer to you. And one more time, extend through your heel, keeping the knee bent, or if you like to extend and lengthen the leg out a little bit more, still supporting your weight of your leg with your arms. I think I might have mentioned, I don't know if you guys ever heard this story, but there was she's about 98-year-old woman who was in an herbal class of mine, or maybe working with Maestro Laurencio in a workshop. We had to get on the ground. We all were worried about her. Oh, let's go ahead and bend back into that knee and bring it in. And she didn't need any help getting up or down. She just got herself on the ground and she got herself up off the ground. And, you know, making sure that we don't have any injuries that we're going to keep us from doing that. If you can do, right? In any aspect. It's when we stop doing that we start to inhibit ourselves. All right, and then let your leg come down. Woo! That's why I'm so glad. That's why a little bit that you guys continue to come to these classes. Look, we've been here since March doing this. And maybe that's allowed some of you to continue being here where maybe you wouldn't have been doing it if you had to take that drive to Vessel Health, right? And you're doing this and you're staying strong. You're adding this to whatever else you're doing with your time at home. Inhale and exhale. And then just taking hands to your knees and let's sit nice and calmly in a mountain pose here. We've been pretty active. We're going to end with another pretty active asana here and our warrior two that we're going to do. Warrior two. Think about what it means to be a warrior. You guys are living proof of what it is to be a warrior. Guerrera. We call women warriors. Guerreras. All right, let's go ahead and take our right leg over to the right side of our chair. And again, that block is a really good thing to place your shin upon. If that's what you're going to do, is have that leg downward. Because in a warrior two stance, if we were standing, and please take it standing if you like, we want to line up our front knee with our front ankle. And the back leg would be long and extended behind us like this and down at a 90-degree angle. Please feel free to take that if you like standing, or you can take it here in the chair, or if you've got something going on with your leg or knee and you want to put that knee back on that block, please do, okay? Our hips are forward. Actually, no, in warrior two, our hips are more open. So let them open up towards me. Extend my arms out. Warrior one is when we have them more forward. So this is Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2, okay? Really opening up, pressing my my shin into the block solidly, or extending my leg back solidly and lengthening through the center part of my body. Trying to see if I can have my arms at about equal height. And this is nice about the Zoom because you guys can see yourselves. And that's what you should be looking at is how you're doing, right, in your practice, how aligned you might be. But more important, how are you feeling? How are you feeling about being in that pose? What feeling is coming into your body? Where are you sensing the pose? Okay. And then we're going to pull forward like someone's pulling on that right hand. They're pulling, 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 pulling. And we're going to let that hand come down. Or you can bend into the elbow, have a little more support there with your forearm on your thigh. And again, I love blocks. So I might put the block there and extend my hand on it. Here I can feel really long and supported as I press down. Forearm into my thigh, or hand into my block. Don't want to just be hanging and dangling though. If your hand reaches the ground, that's great. Otherwise, attach it to someplace on your leg. Okay, really opening up here in this extended side angle pose. And then bringing your body upright, inhale. And then take and straighten as much as you can that front leg. All right, so if you have the back leg back and the front leg forward, or you still have your leg bent on there, straighten the front leg, because now we're going to be more into what a triangle pose is. Triangle pose is generally done with a straight front leg. All right, and sometimes even I do a lot is I talk about triangle pose as if it were with the bent leg, which really that is extended side angle. Doesn't really matter. And so I'm going to go ahead and slide down there. Take my hand anywhere but on top of your knee, okay, guerreras? Not on top of your knee because you'll be pressing that weight down onto your knee. So I can be here on my thigh. I can be here on my shin. I can be here on the block. And I'm going to reach up high, extending through that front leg. Maybe extending through the back leg if you've decided to do that. Otherwise, it is bent and you are on that block. And then bringing myself back up. Bend back into that front knee. Find myself in guerrera número dos. Nice and strong here. And exhale, hands come down. Let's find ourselves back in a nice transition here in mountain pose. Okay, finding a couple breaths, moving block over to the side if I used it on one side, or I used it underneath me here. Okay, or maybe you have two blocks, one you use here, the other you're using with your hand. All right, you guys, I wish I could be right there with each one of you to give more personalized guiding, but I think you've been doing this enough times that you know what you need and how to take care of yourself. And I'm going to try as hard as I can from my end to make sure that happens. So a couple breaths here. Good. And let's go ahead and find ourselves in that opposite way, right? So now my left leg is coming over and finding my left knee and my left ankle to be nicely aligned. I'm getting a block ready over there. If you had a block underneath your shin, you'll take that and get it set up. Okay, so I don't want to rush you. I want you to have the time you need to get settled in. Okay, so you're either here or you took that foot back, you flattened it out, and you made it kind of a 90-degree angle, right? And it might not be. And then from here, I'm going to try to take my hips forward. I'm going to push into the block and my shin, or push into that foot that's back behind me, okay? And then shoulders forward, hips as forward as they're able to go. And I'm going to take my left arm forward and my right arm back. Now take a look and see how lined up my arms are here. Really extending into arms, really pressing into whatever my lower body is connected to, be that chair, block, or earth. Looking over the middle, front, hand and finger there. Feel the pull. I'm feeling the pull forward now. Let it pull. Stay there a bit and feel that in your abs. Okay. And then when you're ready, let that hand come down to either bent elbow with forearm on your thigh, or take that hand to some part of your leg or to your block, and arm rises up. So extended side angle here from our warrior two position. Warrior two can take us into a lot of different places. Today we went from warrior two into extended side angle. Let's extend it a little bit more here. Into triangle. You can also go into pyramid. You can go into reverse. You can go into a bind. Oh my goodness, it's a really good place for lots of transitions. That's why it's real important to know that what warrior two is, where we're comfortable taking it to, and being really comfortable and set in that to be able to expand on it. Arm rises up, pulling at your navel. Slowly bring yourself up, right? Remember, transitions, really good to be slow and steady with those. And I know sometimes like, oh, I just want to get out of there. So I just kind of whip myself up. Well, that's when injuries can occur. So always think of strength and slow, steady moves in and out of your postures with good core strength. Now I'm going to go ahead and lengthen out that front leg. I might have to shift a little bit on my chair so that I'm not digging in to a place on the back side of my leg. And that's what I know I needed to do. I don't know if you do. So our legs are really spread out here. It feels pretty good. But again, you may still have that back leg bent and on the block. Perfect. That's where you're at. Be there. And be in that. Now bring that left arm forward. Bring it, bring it, bring it. And then place it down. Not on your knee. Anywhere but your knee. Blocks are great. And right arm lifts up. Make sure that chair doesn't escape you. Okay? And really reaching up here. Lengthening and breathing. And taking my arm, stretching it over to extended. Extending in my triangle pose here. All these different shapes that we're making in our triangle pose, all these different triangles that we're making. If you take a look and just see. And they're not all right angles, that's for sure. There's lots of different degrees and geometry in our bodies and what we're doing right now. And each one of ours is going to be a little bit different. Right arm reaches up. The bottom arm comes up as well. Coming into arms long. Bend into your front knee again. Place it solidly on the ground. Not your knee, but your foot. And have the knee and the ankle lined up. Have length and strength in your body. Nice big inhale. Exhale, take your hands down. Take both knees forward slowly, coming out of that. Find yourself in an even balance. So Josephine and I both getting in and out of our seat at the same time. And finding yourself here with your breath. I'm going to do a little chair pose here. And again, if some of you like to take it out of the chair, you can. And then we're going to do rocking chair, and then we're just going to come into some stillness, okay? So arms lift up, chair pose. Exhale, hands come down. This time I'm going to take it out of my seat, lifting up, chair pose. Exhale, make sure the chair's there. Hold on, put yourself back down. Arms lift forward, chair pose. Exhale. This time I'm taking myself out of the seat. You can stay seated. Arms come up. Low chair, find the chair. Come on back down. Arms come out. Exhale down. Flowing chair here. Arms come up. Come out of my chair. Find my strength in my legs. Find my chair. Come on down. I'm going to go in and out of rocking chair. So if you're going to stay in your chair, what you'll be doing is inhale here. Exhale, take yourself forward through your legs. Arms come back and your head comes down. And then you slowly come up. And you may not want to take your head so low. You might want to just take your arms and keep your head about even with your heart, straight spine, okay? So that might be better for most of us. And keep going here. This is rocking chair seated in your chair. Or you can take it out of your chair. And when you extend your arms up, you can extend your legs long. Slow motion. Not letting the head drop unless you really feel comfortable and confident and not coming up feeling dizzy, okay? Seated in the chair or taking yourself out of the chair. Let's do 2 more. I'm glad you guys are comfortable finding what's good for you. And knowing what's good for you is all we need to be. And then find your chair. Place your seat on your chair. Find your feet about hips distance. Find your breath. Find that inner vibration that's going on, that lean, that constant movement. When we're in the Temescal, we move our bodies. It's a Temescal sweat lodge that I have. We move the air with medicinal herbs. And we move that air to bring the heat down. When we're in the Temescal, we're in the womb of our Mother Earth. And we may be on December 8th trying to get clearance to do a Zoom of a dry Temescal and invite you all to that kind of ceremony that we'll be having. So once we get the okay from Dr. White, I'll let you know, Denise and I, more about that. She and I and a couple other members of Vessel Health. One is the doctor and one is his wife, and both of them work with me in the Temescal. We'll be leading you through a little dry Temescal experience. So just to give you a little bit of info about that. Taking hands to heart center. Expressing to you what the word namaste means. And I honor the place in you where the universe dwells. Think about that, right? The universe out there so big, in that microscopic universe that dwells within us. So I honor that place in you where the universe dwells. I honor that place in you where there is love, unconditional love for yourself and for others, and acceptance for yourself and others. Where there is love, where there is light, bringing in the light with every breath. And where there is peace and happiness. For when you are in that place in you, and I find myself in that place in me. We are connected. We are co-joined. So from my heart to yours in service, thank you all for being